concrete art, the rules rewritten and playing cards too hard. A laughter that sharpened and turned to a blade. A trust I had built meticulously laid. Shattered in seconds, a lesson in there of how little my presence accounted for there. I gathered the pieces, a quiet retreat, and built a small fortress in the pulse of my feet. This is the carried weight, the fossil in my hand, the oldest part of the signal, the grain of sand that made the pearl of my caution. The slow hard design of a border drawn with a dash fading line. I carry this weight not as a chain but as proof. The foundational tremor in the room. I wore the silence like a winter coat, wrote my name in the margins, a solitary note. The skill of the ghost, the art of a fate, the currency paid in the friendships unmade. That child in the yard, he never left town. He's the bass, know you hear when the walls shake down. He's not asking for pity, he's asking for room in the broadcast that rises from this darkened room. This is the carried weight, the fossil in my hand, the oldest part of the signal, the grain of sand that made the pearl of my caution. The slow hard design of a border drawn with a dash fading line. I carry this weight not as a chain but as proof. The foundational tremor in the room. So let the frequency crack with the truth of it, the raw and polished truth of it. I integrate the shock, the shame, the lonely heart into the rhythm of my beating heart. Carry, transmit, integrate, admit, signal complete.
I weather the scream of the siren's test. The vertigo swell in my tightening chest. I mapped all the ghosts since the attic space, and met the old panic face to face. I built the broadcast, I carried the stone, and I sorted the signal from the static moan. And after a ground tone, a deep and quiet hum, a frequency that I had always come from. Not a melody meant for a crowd to hear, but the sound of the engine holding me here, a constant vibration, steady and plain. Let the storms come in, let the circuits flare, let the world demand, let it spin in the air. I have found the plumb line, the weight in the deep, the promise I'm finally able to keep to myself. The ground tone, enduring, resonant.